Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the East.
Set a gymnasium up, and then guess what they start doing? They start training our brothers in what you know is the Olympics.
Being that we the biggest, strongest, fastest, just natural.
And look, all that was worship of their gods. Mount Olympus is, according to their mythologies, where all their gods met up there. The Olympics. Again, the Lord will cry with your 100-yard meter dash time. It don't got nothing to do with the Lord. Or your 40-yard time, or how far you can throw a javelin, or put you some spandex on, and come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with what God is saying. But you see, our people were so apt at adopting the ways of the heathen. All right, let's read, brother.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
So you see how they became uncircumcised. That's not physical, that's spiritual. Israel become uncircumcised when he starts acting like heathens. Guess what? And naturally your people, our people even in the Bible, start looking at you as a Gentile. That's a heathen right there. And a lot of our people in the New Testament, that's what Paul was talking about. Men that went off during this dispensation right here, went off and became Greeks, Antiochians, Q-dogs, Kappas, right? To the point to where brothers that's in the covenant gonna look at you like, dog, you a heathen. I go, bro, we just ran into a brother we could have called a heathen. We were trying to get him to come to class. You know what I'm saying? But he's into that heathen culture.
Call them bootlickers.
Let's read, brother.
Verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots, and elephants, and horsemen, and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled.
Now Ptolemy was one of Alexander's generals. Alright, so you see even Alexander's boys start fighting against each other. In case y'all don't know, there ain't no such thing as no 2 kings. No such thing. You feel me? Somebody always gonna be fighting over dominion and who in subjection to who. Always. Let's read, brother. And
many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt. And he took the spoils thereof. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Come on, that's like all the SWAT force out there, like the National Guard and all that, right? Coming in for the roll-ons. Let's read, brother.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary. And took away the golden altar.
What kind of altar?
The golden altar.
See, our place of sacrifice, or our altar was made out of pure gold. Took that away. Come on.
And the candlestick of light.
And the menorah. And the menorah right there. Come on.
And all the vessels thereof. And the table of the showbread. And the pouring vessel. And the vials. And the censers of gold. And the veil. And the crowns. And the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
See that? Came right in and started desecrating our temple. Came right in. Let's read, brother.
He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found.
He took the stash spot, everything. He hid everything. You feel me? And went into the Most High's temple and destroyed it, ransacked it. Let's read, brother.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
Now, where do you think the mindset of our people was in? You think they were praying that God bless Antiochus and him? You think they were like, Lord, just bless him even though he got his foot on our back and stuff. Just bless the Greek tyrants. Have mercy on them. You're going to see what these brothers was asking God for. Letting you know in a state of warfare, you feel me? You ain't supposed to be flowers and lollipops. This is war we are eating. You know what I'm saying? And our deliverance and our protection is divine. We need to be asking God to protect us and battle for us and to destroy our enemies. It's just what it is. They wasn't praying that God bless Antiochus Epiphanes. As far as they was concerned, he was the devil. That's right. As far as they was concerned, they was, look at all the stuff he's doing to us, man. Let's read, brother.
Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. And after 2 years, fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it very sore.
You see him come in speaking peacefully? You see that? Speaking, oh, he speaks well, it's all good, and then naturally you let your guards down. Right? You're like, oh, he's speaking well, must be all good. Woo! It's over. Huh? Spoke peaceable words to him. Come on, brother.
And destroyed much people of Israel.
All right, hold that right there. Grab Psalm 55 for me. One of the brothers, 15 through 23. Hold your spot, brother. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Psalms 55, 15 through 23. They come in, they come speaking well, just like the pilgrims did with the natives. Right? Came in speaking well. The natives even taught them how to plant and get some food and hunt properly. And what happened? They came in speaking peacefully, but war was in his heart. Just because somebody come in speaking well don't mean nothing. Now you ain't even got to check that cool spirit in you that try to arise. Like, you know, Derek Wilson might have been right. I mean, he spoke well. You gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch that. He speaks with a forked tongue. Just because somebody come in speaking well don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. We finna show you in the Bible it don't mean nothing. Psalms 55, brother. Let's read 15 to 23 and we right back where we at. Who got it? Anybody? Let's right. Psalm 55, bro.
Psalm 55, 15 to 12.
15 to
15 to 12.
15 to 12. Psalm 55, verse 15 to 23, real quick. Let's get it.
Let death seize upon them.
Let what?
Death seize upon them.
You see what David was asking? About his enemies? Why you still asking God to bless somebody that's been killing you and hunting you sun up and sun down? When Christ say love your enemies, he be talking about us, man. We done became enemies and divided our belief and all that. To where you don't even turn the other cheek with your brother. You get real rah-rah and go kill your brother real quick. Alright? But that heathen come up in here, boy, everybody
Holding the door.
you get real passive and turn the other cheekish with him. But when the Lord say turn the other cheek with your brethren, you don't do that, man. You don't do that. Let's read, brother.
And let them go down quick into hell. For wickedness is in their dwellings.
For what is in their dwellings?
Wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon God Yahweh, and the Lord shall save me.
Flat out.
Evening and morning and at noon will I pray, and I'll cry out loud, and he shall hear my voice.
You see what David was always in prayer. And one of his prayers was what? To destroy his enemies. Let's read, brother.
He had delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. For there were many with me. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Selah, because they have no changes. Therefore they fear not God Yahweh.
See what I say? They don't have any changes. It ain't in him to try to do right. Right? When they ask him right on TV, could there been anything else you could have done different? No. I did it again. Right? That ain't nobody you go out your way and pray that the Lord bless him. He's letting you know that I'm your enemy. You feel me? I'm here to be your enemy. I'm not here to play around with you. I'm going to be your brother. Why? Because love is action. If you was brotherly love or action, you'd be going overboard. Like if your brother wants you to go a mile, go 2 with him. If he sue you at the law for your go give him the other go do her. You be willing to give up everything just so your brother can live, man. That's right. And you be willing to die before you bring harm to another one of your nation. Why? But these people out here don't have no changes, man. None. Don't fear the Most High, later for the mercy, right? And you ain't seen nothing yet. He really finna turn it up. You ain't seen nothing yet. So the thing is for you to stay within the secret place of God. What is that? Stay in His body word, man. Stay constantly praying, meditating, praying the Lord protect us, our children, our family, right? Our spiritual family, all that. We got to constantly be praying to the Most High. Prayer is a weapon as well. All right, let's read, brother.
He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
See that? Who done did that? The Native American, our Native American brothers signed over 430 peace treaties with these so-called pilgrims. And they broke every last one of them. Read the top of that verse again, my brother.
He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Ain't treaty a condition of peace? Let's read, brother.
He had broken his covenant.
He broke that treaty. Come on.
These words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Talk real good. Come on.
But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawn swords.
Yes, words were smoother than butter. War was in his heart. Softer than oil, drawn swords. So just because somebody come in speaking peacefully and peaceable and speaks well, don't mean in his mindset he ain't there to take you down. You got to get up off that, man. Just somebody show up speaking well. You think the devil show up with a pitchfork and some red pantyhose, smoking a black and mild? Show up like, yeah, I'm the devil, dog. Wood tip. Wood tip. No, he show up looking like everything opposite that you think. That way you drop your guard.
When they portray him in the movies, he be clean cut, hair slick back, nice suit, pointed shoes, smile, all of that love.
Yeah,
Scarface. That's how he goes up.
Show him looking like Al Pacino. Come on, finish it off, huh?
Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh.
You see that? We are supposed to be casting our burdens and everything on our God. All right, come on, brother.
And he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Either you believe that's just ink on paper. It sounds good.
Hit that one more time.
Let's read it again, my brother.
Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Yeah, come on.
But thou, O God Yahweh, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction.
Come on.
Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half of their days.
Now the scriptures say the Lord will bring them down to destruction. Bloody and deceitful men won't live out half their days. You run around here shedding innocent blood, they go for us too. Run around shedding innocent blood, spilling the blood of God's children, whether you be us or the heathen. You won't have to answer for that. You won't have to answer for that. Let's read out.
But I will trust in thee.
That's it for that. Let's go back to 1 Maccabees. 1 Maccabees 1, you in verse 31, my brother. 1 Maccabees 1 and 31. We just went there to show you, hey, the words may be smoother than butter, but war will still be in his heart. Yeah, it may be softer than oil, but it's still drawing swords. And we see, it ain't like we don't have situations in our history to prove that. Understand that. What you think the Tuskegee syphilis experiment was about? When they gave us syphilis knowingly for 40 years.
Can they survive? Told our women to bring it to us.
Hey, told the pastors and the school teachers, the people you trust, go ahead, you know, okay, speaking well, go ahead and let them, we can do a little syphilis. You know, it's all good. Feel me? Give you a little money under the table. You ain't gonna be hurt, but we let this whole classroom right here as test subjects.
Free flu vaccination.
Come in speaking peaceably or peacefully. Right? But the ultimate end is what? To destroy the seed of Israel. Right. And look, we got to stop being so simple and gullible. Stop thinking your enemy just showed up and waved at you on the west coast of Africa like, hey, how you doing? My buddy. Hey, you wanna go to America? You know, it works like this. All right, let's get it. Let's get back to it. First Maccabees 1. Hey, and to reiterate, so people don't, you know, sometimes it come off the way it come off and then people take from it what they want. We are not saying nobody in another nation can't serve our God.
That's right.
We are not saying that. But if you all of another nation want to serve our God, you got to renounce your gods,
That's right.
your culture, your way of life, and live as if you want us.
Right.
And yes, you're going to catch hell, like you catch hell. Yes, you're going to be mocked. Those that do it to the end get saved.
That's right.
That's just what it is. If we got to suffer the reproach and the mocking and everything else, somebody of another nation got to do the same thing. Man. And guess what? It'll go well with you on the other side. It'll go well with you when we set up rules. See what I'm saying? It got to be like that. Let's get back to it, brother.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 31.
Yes, sir.
And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Cain speaking peaceably, but guess what? Burn the city down. Let's read out.
But the women and children took they captive.
Hold on, they threw out women and children? So the sisters, y'all not exempt either. And warfare is what it is. And war is very ugly. Especially dealing with the sisters. Very ugly. Nations come in, they kill your men, and they get to raping y'all. That's why us as men need to be put back where we supposed to be. And the men need to stand up, man.
That's right.
You need to stand up and be ready to ride and die for what's yours, your family, man. Protect your family.
Straight up.
You don't be no coward and lay down, man. Because guess what they gonna do? Guess what they gonna do? You feel me? The day coming when our sisters gonna be able to look us in our face again and know they protect us. Right now we ain't got no power. You feel me? You feel me? They got us all disenfranchised, emasculated and all that, man. But the day is coming when these men gonna be roaring again. And on one accord, on one voice, and won't nobody dare touch y'all ever again.
Be prepared when we roar like that, they gonna tighten the chains even tighter.
Yes, sir. Right.
They scared of that. They don't want us there.
So look at that. They took the women and children captive. Come on, brother.
And possessed the cattle.
Come on.
Then builded they the city of David, with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them.
Come on.
And they put therein a sinful nation.
Come on.
Wicked men.
Come on.
And fortified themselves therein.
Hold it right there, brother. Grab Revelation 2 and 9 for me. Somebody grab Zechariah 9 and 6. Notice it said when they subdued Israel, threw the women and children into captivity, then they put in our holy city somebody that's not us. A strange nation. And we see that's happening to this very day. You got people in Israel that are not Israelites. They're a convert. They're converted to a form of Judaism like back in the 800s, man. 800s, 900s. Like you can't even go into history. There's no such thing as a Caucasian Jew boy in history. In antiquity, you feel me? Like we can go into, like we got several books, we can go into the ancient depictions of Israel, everybody black and brown. Feel me? With locks and beards and all that. So you can't find no ancient history of nobody that's white and Jewish. That ain't what it is. You're dealing with on this side the illusion after people converted. And you think that they Jews are white folks. Heine Weinstein, Steven Spielberg, Rubenstein, and Goldberg, and Silverberg, and come on, man. So about that, we want to show the sinful nation. The Lord allowed us to put in there. In this instance, it was the Greeks. Let's get it, brother.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
Let's read it.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So the Christ, the real Son of God. He said, I know how hard you working, your poverty. I know the hell you catching. Come on, brother.
But thou art rich.
Why are we rich? We the most spiritually rich people on the planet. You feel me? And look, we are more forgiving than anybody. A Negro will forgive quick than a motherfucker. You ain't even got to ask him for your forgiveness. He'll forgive you. Let's read, brother.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
Hold on. He said, I know the blasphemy of the damnable lie of them that say they are Jews And are not, but what?
The synagogues of Satan.
But are the synagogue or the chief house of Satan. That's who they are. The Lord put us, allowed a sinful nation to be in our land, our heritage, because of us going off. Who got the Zechariah 9 and 6 for me real quick?
Zechariah chapter 9 verse 6.
What it say?
And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
What?
A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
Ashdod is over in Israel. A bastard. Somebody that's not the Most High's for real chosen. A bastard should dwell in Ashdod. That's over in Israel. Come on, brother.
And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
All right, let's get back to 1 Maccabees. Just to show you the sinful nation and all that.
Bastard.
Bastard. Not and no. That was Zechariah 9 and 6. There's another one in 1 Samuel 2, y'all. 1 Samuel 2, verse 30 to 32. That's another one. 1 Samuel 2, 30 to 32. Let's get back to this 1 Maccabees 1. So it shouldn't be a surprise. Well, how are y'all Israel, but y'all all the way over here? That's been happening. We've been in and out of slavery and thought about our land all throughout our history. And we are soon to return as lords over our land when Christ returns to gather us. We won't be plucked up out of it no more. That's why we got to learn from this captivity. We got to learn from this one. And guess what? Be willing to say, I ain't never want to see that. That was a nightmare there. I'm cool on that nightmare. I'm good. I don't ever want to see that one again. All right, let's get it, brother.
Verse 35. They stored it also with armor and victual. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a store snare.
Sword snare.
A sword.
You go, come on.
A sword snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary, and defiled.
You see these Greeks doing to us? See that? Come on.
Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her. And her own children left her.
See? So those over in Israel want God's people. Come on, brother.
Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning. Her Sabbaths into reproach. Her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased. And her excellency was turned into mourning.
Come on.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Hold on, we hear this today. We're all one people.
We're not white, we're American.
You see what he said right there? He wrote it and put it down as a decree. Everybody one people. So this means that even the Israelites have abandoned their God and their worship. See, we are directly attached to our God. Our laws are directly attached to our God, our culture and all that. So he said, look, later for all that, we are one people now. Like you say today, we all Americans, we're all one people. Every time man is united as one, they are united to go against God. Every time, when you talking the Tower of Babel, or you talking about this right here.
The thing, and they tell you, yeah, the united you can stand for what? So it ain't no sense in trying to do all this united.
Come on, brothers, get it.
Verse 42. And everyone should leave his law.
Oh.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Lay down your laws. Lay down your God. Let's read.
Yet many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Like you're doing to this very day. When you think it's innocent. You think it's innocent. But many of our people did that back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? They seen so much hell coming down instead of standing up and fighting for the truth. They said, oh, okay, cool. Let us, so just so we can have peace, let us go ahead and sell out. For the sake of peace. Is that what this feast coming up about? Is if it had them brothers compromised and sold out, we wouldn't have no feast of dedication. Let's read, brother.
Verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, and that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Follow what?
The strange laws of the land.
See, now you get scripture, somebody say, oh no, I've got a contradiction. The Bible say, obey the laws of the land. Yeah. And it says that, right? But everywhere when the laws of the land violated the laws of God, we rebelled against it. That's what you don't want to speak about. Yeah, we supposed to, you know, put your seatbelt on, obey the speed limit, noise ordinance. All right, there's certain things go around to keep everything flowing. We understand that. We ain't promoting being rebellious, but when you come out with the mark of the beast, you still gonna be saying obey the law of the land? Because at that point you got a decision to make. So yeah, you obey the laws of the land, but as long as they do not conflict with the laws of God. The moment they tell you, oh, you can do that. Everybody is a decree. Everybody marry the same sex.
Oh.
And look, they trying for that now. Right? We gonna have